All right, everyone. Special segment here with Greg the Ghoul from Phantasm Comics. He's got count them, five epic recommendations for you for your comic viewing or comic reading craziness. What do you got, buddy? How are you?
Absolutely. Good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Nice to see you. We're going to get a tour of the legendary Phantasm Comics after
We can
the
do that. We can
conversation.
do
But
that.
what are the recommendations, man? We got free comic book day coming up.
Free Comic Book Day is always the first weekend of May. That's always coming, and it's
Yeah.
going to happen here at Phantasm and probably many other shops across the nation. So check in with your local comic shop for Free Comic Book Day and see if they're participating because you have to buy into it.
Yeah.
But it's always a big busy day for us, so we're looking forward to it.
If you miss
We
this, you
can,
better be dead or in jail. All right.
that's
So
right. That's right.
let's you
Absolutely.
are you are our resident expert, comic book wise. What have you got suggestion wise for us?
All right, so I thought I'd bring a little bit of some different stuff today. So I have some different picks.
All right,
So
let's see.
first book up, this is a British book. This is from 2000 AD. This was coming out back in
Hmm.
1980. Probably it was a weekly book. It's called Nemesis the Warlock. So you had to find it in 2000 ADs, but
Wow.
thankfully, Rebellion Studio in 2000 AD have recently collected this into three volumes for you. The first volume came out, I think, maybe last year or the year before. But Nemesis the Warlock is a freedom fighter in the far flung future, fighting Torquemada, who is
Ah.
the overlord, just trying to eliminate as many alien life forms as he can. And Nemesis, this cloven hooved character here, he's kind of like the Jersey Devil in like knight's armor or something. It's the only way I can really describe him.
All right.
He's fighting the good fight to take down Torquemada, and it's really wild. It's the artwork is what really puts it over the top. It's Kevin O'Neill throughout. I've only read the first volumes. There's two other volumes of this. I'm not sure if Kevin O'Neill continues on with it, but it's so good. It's so over the top. It's everyone probably knows 2000 AD because of Judge Dredd. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the touchstone for people is Judge Dredd.
Okay.
But I'm suggesting Nemesis. So go into your comic shop and ask for Nemesis, the warrior. This is like sword and sorcery in space. If you like that
Okay.
sort of Conan the barbarian stuff, but with crazy spaceships and everything else, and wild battles and epic showdowns. So it's a lot of fun.
My old boss at Warner Brothers would love you for slipping in a Conan the Barbarian reference. Nice work.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
All
Let's
right. So
see. Let's see
that's
what else we got. Let's see what
this
else
is
we got.
in no certain order, but that's recommendation number one.
Absolutely. Yeah, no order here. I just picked five fun books off the shelf.
Good.
I didn't want to do too many of the Marvel and DC ones, just, Spider-Man, Batman. So I went
Hmm.
with some different picks, some stuff that
Good.
maybe people haven't heard about. Because you can always find Batman and Superman and Spider-Man books. But I'm a huge horror guy. So, I mean, I named the shop after a horror movie, Phantasm, and I had to do some horror picks. So, next one up is a DC book. It's
Oh,
Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead.
okay, great choice. Now, let me press pause on this before you go in. This, I was at Warner Brothers. John Milius had written a script for Sergeant Rock. It was out to Arnold, and it looked like it was going to go.
Get out of here.
So yeah, true story, true story. The script is
Fantastic.
fantastic. The script was fantastic. So that is a great recommendation. Take us through it.
Yeah, I mean, Sergeant Rock. So, this is written by Bruce Campbell. I don't know how they got involved with Bruce Campbell, King of Evil Dead, Army of Darkness,
Hmm.
and everything else. But Bruce Campbell wrote this, and it's Sergeant Rock taking on Nazi zombies. So this is a awesome book. It's pretty brutal.
The
It's the
worst
artwork
kind
is
of
all
zombies, the absolute worst
the
kind of
worst.
zombies are
There's
Nazi
there's
zombies.
no, yeah, just get rid of them. Just blow them up, drop some bombs on them, whatever you can do, and it's hilarious, but it's also pretty gory. It's a darker color scheme for the comic
Hmm.
as well, and it's open for more supernatural or undead tales to come. So we'll see if they do anything else with this. This is in DC Horror imprint. It's under their horror books, I guess. So they are.
Mhm.
This is an adult book, so we don't want to hand this to a kid. Mostly just because of violence, I'd say.
I love this recommendation. This is a great recommendation.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's
Hardcover edition is out. You probably can find some single issues in the back issue bins at your comic shop.
hmm
And DC has been churning out some good horror books. So
Have they?
if you're a DC fan, head in and ask for some DC horror. Let's see what else we got coming up
All
here.
right.
Oh, this one. I've been obsessed with this. This is Rook Exodus. So this
Okay.
is from publishing imprint at Image. It's called Ghost Machine. And this is written by Jeff Johns. This is a story about a planet that was terraformed, and everyone was moving off of Earth to get to this new planet. And it was a fresh start because Earth was on its way out, unfortunately. But the terraforming machines they weren't working. People started leaving this new planet, and the only people that were left behind were these wardens. These wardens were given these helmets that could talk to specific types of animals, and they had control over them on this planet, so they would
All
help
right.
them do stuff. But when the rest of civilization leaves and these people are left behind, just the workers are left behind on the planet, it's chaos. It's fending for your life. And Rook, our main character, is the warden of like crows or ravens, I guess it is. So he can control all these birds above his head, and he can see stuff and hear their thoughts and everything. And there's different wardens for bears and wolves and what's the other ones?
That's
Warthogs
taken
and stuff.
it's taken me back to like the Mark Singer Beastmaster days.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right.
That's what it
There
is.
you go.
Yeah. So they have control over these animals, and it's just the struggle for survival in this world it was terraformed, so they're able to live there for a little bit longer, but everyone
Hmm.
knows that this world is coming to an end, and they have to make decisions as to whether or not to go back to Earth, if they can even get there by building some ships or not. And there's also some people using these helmets for no good.
Of
So they have
course.
an eye out for them.
Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. Of
Evil
course.
misappropriation of the
Yeah.
technology.
But this is a great imprint as well. Ghost Machine at Image. There's
Okay.
probably 5 or 6 other books that they started. And it was a whole group of great writers and artists that came together to form this imprint at Image. So I would recommend checking out Ghost Machine and anything else that they've been putting out. Most of them have come out in trade paperback form, which is everything I'm showing you, graphic novels. So you can walk in and pick up the first, what does this collect? The first 6 issues.
All
This
right.
is the whole storyline is in the Sergeant Rock book. So yeah, if you're looking for some trade paperbacks, some graphic novels, head over to the comic shop. Let's see what else.
Good, good.
Oh, this was a wild one. It's a little horror. It's a little bit of a detective story, a sort of a neo noir in the future. This one's called The One Hand and the Six Fingers. This is also an Image
Wait,
publication.
wait. One hand and the six fingers?
2 separate books, 2 different titles in one graphic novel. So the gimmick here is that one of the books follows the detective story.
Mm,
The other book follows the serial killer story that the detective is looking for.
okay.
And they are supposed to be read issue 1 and issue 1, then issue 2 and 2. So this graphic novel puts them in the order that you should be reading them in. Or if you walked into the comic shop and picked up the single issues, you'd have one story, just a detective story, or you could have just following the serial killer story, and you would still be able to put it all together.
All right.
But it's a fantastic story. 2 of the hottest writers, Ram V and Dan Waters. Dan Waters is on Batman Dark Patterns, which I don't have it here because it's only out in single issues, but it's coming out monthly. I think they're up to issue 4 or 5, and Batman Dark Patterns is probably one of the best Batman stories that's coming out monthly in ages. It's taking it back to Batman's roots. It's detective story. It's dark. It's gritty, and it's a really good read. And Dan Waters wrote. I think he was on the. Which one was it? I think he was on the Six Fingers, but I could get it back. So this is the One Hand and Six Fingers. So detective. What was his name? Detective Ari Naser is just about to retire. We've all heard this setup before. It's on his last day of work. He's just ate his retirement cake, and he gets the news that a serial killer using the same sort of methods is back on the streets, has committed another murder. So he says, I need a few more days on the job because I've already put this serial killer away 2 times over. So there has been the first time he did it, like 20 years ago. There was a copycat 10 years ago, and now it's happening for a third time, and he has to figure it out. So it's pretty interesting. It's a very compelling story.
Every time he tries to retire, they suck him back in.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, we've heard it all before.
It's all right. It's all right though. It's in the execution, not necessarily in the content.
The artwork's amazing. It's so gritty. It's so noir at times, and it's set in the future, but it doesn't feel too far flung future. But there are like what do they call them? They call them cogs, but they're like what do they call them in Blade Runner? Like synths or they're just cyborgs basically with human skin and everything. And they're just that could be part of the mystery as to whether or not the person was actually human or a cog who was committing these murders. So that's maybe why they were able to withstand the test of time over 30 years difference. So very interesting, really cool book. This just came out last week, so you should be able to find it at your local comic shop. Number 5. All right, last one to go is another horror book. It's from Joe Hill, who teamed up with DC Comics. He formed his own imprint here, and it's called Hill House Comics. Back in 2017, he oversaw about 5 or 6 different comics. This is one of the ones that he wrote, along with art by Leo Max and Dave Stewart. And this one's a story about a young girl trapped in a house with some escaped prisoners who descend upon her during a stormy night. And it's not her house, but she does know that there are some artifacts in one of the rooms. So she heads into the room, she breaks the glass case, pulls out an ancient axe, which happens to have some mystical abilities imbued in it. She does confront some of the prisoners and uses the axe. And this is no spoiler. I mean, this happens in the first issue, basically. But she chops off one of the prisoners' heads in self-defense. But it doesn't end there. The head continues on. It's talking to her. She picks the head up, and she's on the... she's hunting down what they did with her boyfriend, basically. She's on the hunt for her boyfriend, and she's going to use the prisoners' heads to get to the bottom of this story, to find out what they did with her boyfriend. So very interesting story. The artwork's pretty good. It's pretty gory at times. So again, not a kid's recommendation here, but I would recommend any of these Hill House books if you can find them. They were all really good stuff, really good horror books.
All right. So Joe Hill in the mix for 5 epic recommendations from Greg the Ghoul. If I got a recommendation, a shameless one of my own, our charity comic, No Quarter Kill All Masters.
Oh, cool.
Not available at Phantasm, but it's, who knows?
Not yet.
Not yet. But
go.
it does support children battling NMOSD. So that's my recommendations aren't as creatively in depth as Greg the Ghoul's. He's our expert, and he's recommended 5 great ones. And if you are inclined for a 6th, I have it here for you. But what do you think of when you think of horror movies? Like, do you do screenings at your shop, and what are you watching tonight?
We've never had a screening here at the shop. We've done some screenings at the bar next door. We've shown Phantasm.
Oh, here it comes.
There's nobody driving that mother.
Pump's in the back seat.
Okay. Slow down and let him ride right up on her ass.
There was nobody driving.
I'm gonna get that bastard!
Oh, Jesus.
All right, speed up. I want to put a few in the engine.
Okay.
Is that the best horror movie ever, Phantasm?
I mean, I love it. I think it is. I think it's a weird movie. It's really off the beaten. It's an oddball movie. I love it.
It is unusual. I mean, it's a very sincere film in the way I think they approach the making of it. You can see the love in the film.
Yeah, Yeah, and there's like a lot of the way they deal with like grief and death and everything else in it. It's very interesting. And then of course it's just so over the top with the silver balls flying through the air, the mausoleum backdrop, Angus Scrimm's performance. It all just comes together as like just this oddball, late 70s movie that I think everybody should see. The soundtrack is fantastic. I love it.
It is, and shot in the valley here.
That's right. Absolutely. There you go.
Gotta love that. So that's one, Phantasm. Everyone should see it if you haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got?
What am I watching tonight? I have no idea. You never know. You got to get up there on Tubi, or you got to find something, some good streaming site, and then get my recommendations going, and we'll figure it out. But or Shudder. I love Shudder. We have a subscription to that as well. So
now, do you like some of this mainstream stuff, or do you go off the the deep end with the independents?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, I'll take whatever. Always have to keep up to date with the fresh horror, or check out what the indie people are doing as well. Let's see. Recently, what was that? The John Lithgow movie that just came out, where he's an older gentleman in a retirement home, and it gets crazy.
Conclave? Just kidding. But he is in Conclave. He is in.
Is he in that? I have to. Oh yes, that's right. I do have to see that. The Rule of Jenny Penn.
Ain't it strange? In this place of all places, here I am, full alive. We all get what's coming to us at the end. You're not allowed to do this! See any pain?
Jeffrey Rush. Jeffrey Rush was a judge at the top of his game and suffers a stroke. He gets sent to a retirement home, and John Lithgow is there. And it turns out John Lithgow is basically running that place at night, and it gets dark, it gets weird, it gets perverse, it's a good movie. It gives you the creeps. But so there you go. Go find Jenny Penn.
You can always count on Greg the Ghoul to give you some offbeat yet engaging recommendation. You look like a guy that can go down the Tubi rabbit hole and have a great time doing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I give my friend a call. We sync up the movie. We watch stuff together. It's like whatever it is, let's give it a try. I love giving movies a try. You know, it's even if
as you should,
movies, they're still fun.
Yeah, and I agree with your tactic. I think that's a good way to approach it. Now, what's the best horror movie of the last 10 years?
Oh yeah, the last 10 years. Let's see here. What's the one? Anything for Jackson. I don't know if this is the best horror movie in the last 10 years, but it's a movie about an older couple, maybe in their 60s, I suppose, trying to resurrect their dead son.
Really?
So it's a dark movie, but there's also some dark humor in it as well. But there's some shocking moments that definitely got me. They abduct a pregnant woman, and they use some dark magic, and I think they unfortunately don't resurrect their son, but unleash darker forces in their house that I don't think they were expecting. But that's what happens when you play with books with spells in them and everything.
Yeah, don't do it, kids. Don't do it.
Anything for Jackson. Go look for that one. I really enjoyed that movie. So,
all right. You know what I like about this conversation is you've given me two movies I've never even heard of to consider. That's a good.
There you go. Absolutely.
That in itself is reason for doing this.
Yeah, if you want a fun one, go check out PG Psycho Gorman. You heard of that one?
No.
Okay. No, that's a wild movie. That's more down like trauma sort of vein of movie making. But it's a fun movie. I won't say anything else about it. Just
PG Psycho Gorman.
Yeah, I think the PG stands for Psycho Gorman, but it's still that's the title of the movie, so you have to say it that way, I guess.
Well, now everyone can appreciate that talking to you is gold, Greg.
There you go. All right.
This is like unlocking a vault of like all kinds of horror and comic possibilities that are the kind of things most people would not probably engage in, but until you give it your stamp of approval, then all of a sudden it rings with the potential possibilities.
That's right. That's what I'm here for. That's all I want to do is talk horror movies and comic books.
Now, people watching this, if you're in your part of the country,
New Hope, Pennsylvania,
where exactly can they go to get where can they go to tap you for comic knowledge?
Just got to stop right here at Phantasm Comics. You know, you might be able to catch me in the shop. We just opened a second store last year. It's 1 year into Newcomb Comics and Collectibles. That's just 10 minutes away over in Lambertville, New Jersey. So got two shops on both sides of the Delaware River right now. And you'll probably find me at one or the other. And we stock tons of horror movies in the store. So, and other genres too. I love, action, kung fu, fantasy, sci-fi movies, anything over the top genre films. We probably stock them.
Let's have a kung fu recommendation since you mentioned it before I let you go.
Okay. Let's see. The Killer Constable.
大内金库丢了200万两黄金，你知道吗？
微臣正在缉拿匪徒归案，
给你10天的期限够了吧？
大内金库被劫黄金200万两，10日之内不论死活缉拿归案。我要挑选几名精壮公差，马上出京追捕。搜捕他的家，得黄金300两。大内金库被劫黄金200万两，再不交出黄金，要碎尸万段。碎尸万段何足惜？真假不分才可惜。金库劫案的主谋是啊！大内金库守卫森严，没有内应是无法进去的。 万人战，你还是乖乖的认命吧。当年那些歹徒是紫禁城派来的弓箭手，咱们兄弟不是白死了吗
？Favorite kung fu films. It's brutal. It's over the top, but it's a fantastic story as well. So go. I think it's out on. I think it's in our region, so you should be able to find a Blu-ray of it. Otherwise, get yourself a Region 2 Blu-ray player.
Yeah, so that's a good recommendation. I'll match wits with you on that. I'm going to throw it back to Shaw Brothers, 68-69, Avenging Eagle.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
"前面就是死路一条的沙漠，路是人走出来的。坐回铁船吧，办不到。你相不相信我杀过人？
我相信，往后你不会再杀人。
我是真正的下定了决心，背叛岳西红。杀！他一定是出关进了沙漠。
One of the all-time great kung fu movies. Definitely something fun to. Can't go wrong with Greg or Phantasm Comics, people. Get in there today. Get in there for free comic book day. What are you going to be giving away? Do you know yet?
We always have a full table of comics. We don't limit them either. Come on in, pick up what you want. One of each. That's what we limit it to. But you're more than welcome to grab one of each of the free comics off the table. And we also do discounts all over the store. We'll probably put out some fresh dollar bins for the day. And it's always fun. It's always a busy day. So looking forward to it.
Ah, man. The American dream right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it.
An opportunity to rock free comic book day with Greg the Ghoul at Phantasm Comics. What more do you want? Welcome to America, people. This is it.
This is it. This is what it's all about.
We're going to bring Greg back in a couple of weeks for 5 more recommendations and maybe some more horror conversation.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, brother. Last word goes to you, Greg. What do people need to know?
Well, I suppose you can find me on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram, Phantasm Comics. If you wanted to shop in our store, but you live very far away, you can catch me on Whatnot. I'm on live selling. It's just like QVC. I pop on just like this. I show you a comic book. We let it go for like 15 seconds. You can bid it up. And that's Phantasm_comics on whatnot.com. I'm up there twice a week. So usually just putting up dollar bin comics and people bid them up. Sometimes we grab a wall book and we let it go for way under price. Sometimes it does go for that low price, but that's okay too. You know, it's all about just getting the comics out to the people who want them.
That's right, man. You're promoting art. You're promoting art and commerce and a chance to actually have people work their imaginations over with classic material.
100%.
Good for you, buddy. Hang tight. I got one question for you, but I want to thank our friends at Phantasm Comics. Get in there today. If you miss this place on Free Comic Book Day, you better be dead or in jail.
That's right.
All right.
Hi there, everybody. Voice actor Roger Craig Smith here to talk to you about NMOSD. It can paralyze you. It can blind you. It can even kill you in a matter of minutes, but we are very close to a cure. And with that cure could come a cure for cancer. So please go to the Guthrie Jackson Foundation and donate today. Appreciate it.